Very excited to tell you guys about the Now Hear This Podcast Festival in Anaheim, California, October 28th through 30th. It's a 3-day festival of your favorite podcasts. So many of my favorites are in there. WTF with Mark Maron, Improv for Humans, Hollywood Handbook, a lot of shows that I've been on and that I really love. And perhaps my favorite podcast right now, Criminal, Phoebe Judge. I have such a crush on that podcast. They'll be there and so many more. Checking it out. Trust me, you don't want to miss it. Go to nowhearthisfest.com to get tickets and info about the full lineup, hotels, all sorts of stuff. Use the offer code BEAUTIFUL when you buy tickets to save 25% on a 3-day pass. Let them know I sent you. That's nowhearthisfest.com, offer code BEAUTIFUL. You need to tell your story to the world sometimes. We all know that. MailChimp can help for free. I am a MailChimp user. I have been for many years before they ever advertised on this show, so I can vouch for it. They've got gorgeous pre-designed email templates, or you can code your own, and they make that very simple. I've done it myself. They show you how to send, when you should send, and why people open an email or click delete. They can also help you find your people, grow your business. Again, I use it. Good service. MailChimp can help you tell your story effectively and find people who care about it. More at MailChimp.com. Hey guys, before we even get into the call, I want to just plug this show I'm doing. I'm really excited about it. www.careersuicideshow.com. My new one-man show, off-Broadway, produced by Judd Apatow. Maybe you can come check it out. I'd love that. Hello, emotionally repressed British listeners. You're going to love this one. It's beautiful and ominous. 1 hour, one phone call. No names, no holds barred.
I'd rather go one-on-one. I think it'll be more fun, and I'll get to know you, and you'll get to know me.
Today's call follows a very, very classic format that I think the listeners of Beautiful Anonymous know very well, which is the first 20 minutes or so chit-chatty, borderline boring. I'm the first to admit that. Charming British lady, just shooting the breeze. And then something comes up about her sister, and it becomes really fascinating and an exploration of emotional repression and dealing with family, and it really gets where it needs to go. So first 30 minutes, charming, fun. Second 30 minutes, more to it than that. Enjoy the call.
Thank you for calling Beautiful Anonymous. A beeping noise will indicate when you are on the show with the host.
Hello?
Hello?
Hi.
Where are you from?
London?
London. You are the first international call,
Yeah.
I believe. Maybe. Oh, no, we had.
Oh, that's great.
We had an American caller call from France, but I think you're our first actual resident of a foreign nation to the U.S.
Oh, yeah, I listened to the Paris one literally about 10 minutes ago. I finished it.
Wow.
Well, actually, I didn't even finish it.
Well, wait till you get
Sorry.
to. There's such a twist ending. It's Shyamalan-esque. Wait till you get to the end. No, there's not.
Oh.
It's
Really exciting.
yes. How are you?
Yeah, I'm okay. I'm all right. I've just been to a friend's house. I was just got in my car and saw a tweet and thought, oh, I'll just give it a try, because I saved the number because I tried the other day. So never thought I'd actually get through.
Well, you've done it. You've nailed it. And now,
Wow.
as our first ever UK caller, know that an entire empire's,
Whoop, whoop.
and you represent an entire empire. No pressure.
Oh, that's great. Wow. Wow.
Is it weird? I feel like it's going to be a good call just based on the fact that you are British. Is that odd? What's that say about me and my stereotypes?
That is odd.
My stereotypes as an
Yeah,
American.
that is kind of odd.
I assume you're very smart and have things totally under control. That's the sense.
Absolutely. I've got my shit together.
That's good.
No, it's all the same. I mean, from what I've heard from your show, everyone's got the same shit going on, no matter where you're from.
It's very universal, these feelings of frustration and despair.
Yeah. Oh, cool. So, how are you?
Pretty good. I actually just got back from the UK. I was in the UK for 6 weeks.
Yeah, you were at the Fringe.
I was at the Fringe. Well, first I wasn't in the UK.
I'm not.
First I was in Dublin, then I was in the UK.
Yeah.
And then I went back to Ireland on
Oh, cool.
a vacation, or a holiday, as you call them.
Because you're a just from listening to your show, you're Irish Catholic, is that right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
That's me too. I am too.
You're Irish Catholic.
Yeah.
But you live in London. Is that ever you ever take any shit for that?
No, not really. It's I'm only learning now about all of the shit that sort of went down. Like my grandparents never really talked about that. They're still alive. They still don't talk about that.
Yeah.
Sort of stuff. My grandma ended up sort of being evacuated to London, which is why we're all over here. My dad, so that's why I've got an English accent, not an Irish accent.
Yeah. Why was your grandma evacuated?
But again, I think it was all to do with all the crazy, shit that was going down. Like I said, I'm only just learning about it now, and it's shocking. Which is shocking that I'm only learning about it now as well. It's quite embarrassing.
Well, it does seem like it's a shared. Because I know Irish American. When I was in Ireland, I learned very quickly they don't. Americans who claim they're Irish just because they have Irish roots, they don't love that. Oh, wait, what's going on behind you? Where are you right now?
Oh, I'm in Hammersmith. I'm just walking around the block, and I've just gone past an off license, and there's some people shouting at each other.
Yeah, I could hear the shouting.
Road now.
I heard the shouting. But I feel like it's a shared thing. My grandparents never talked about anything either. We don't really know why my grandfather left. And I just visited his village.
How weird is that?
I just visited his village in Northern Ireland for the first time ever. It was mind-blowing. It was really weird.
Oh, shit. That's some weird stuff that, in your adult years, when you're sort of coming of age, that your parents start telling you, and you're like, how the holy hell am I only hearing about this now?
Yeah, we
like,
keep
how
secrets.
Has this happened to you, the person that looks after me?
Big time.
And now I'm finding out.
Us Catholics, we like keeping dark secrets, that's for sure.
Yeah. And then just saying them like blasé at the dinner table, like, oh, you didn't know? Oh, great.
Yeah.
Oh, well, now you do.
I get my family's like that too.
What?
Or when someone dies and then you find out 7 things about them that are completely unbelievable based on the person you knew.
Well, when my great-granddad died, and he lived in Ireland, in his later years, he lived in Derry. And I didn't even know, my dad didn't even tell me that he died. I just one day was like, oh, how's great-granddad? He's like, oh, yeah, he died. I was like, oh.
What? Wow. It's harsh. It's quite harsh.
I was like, oh, okay. Like I wasn't allowed to be upset about it because he wasn't. So it was just, here you go. Here's that information.
Nobody went to the funeral or nothing?
I didn't even get invited to the funeral. I mean, that was it. That was the end of the conversation.
Wow. Brutal.
Yeah.
So what else? What else are we...
But you must have stuff like that.
Yeah, everybody's got stuff like that. I think everybody does, yeah. What else? What else are we talking about today?
So I started a new job today.
Oh, how's that going?
Well, yeah. So I work in the film industry, which is, I hate saying because people are like, "Whoa," and you're like, "Ah, yeah." But also, fuck, man, the hours are so long. People are shitty sometimes. So I just started on a new film.
Wow! And
that's cool.
Are you an actor, or are you behind the camera in some capacity?
I work in the locations department, so finding the location, negotiating with them, facilitating the crew while they're there, and then making sure they don't fuck it up.
Oh.
The location, not the film.
I've never met I don't know if I know the location. I've done some acting, but I don't know the locations manager. That's like behind the scenes stuff.
Yeah. That we don't like to go on set. We hate being stuck on set.
I never even considered that. I never considered that. Like if somebody goes into a location and fucks it up, that you have to go have a conversation about that afterwards.
Yeah. God, yeah.
Has that happened?
There's some pretty awful things. Yeah, there was a really bad one. So there's a big museum in London, the Victoria Albert Museum, and there's a place called I won't say what it's called, actually. I probably signed like 100 NDAs, but it's a place that they kind of run that we were filming in, and we built a set, and the director on the day was like, do you know what? I don't want this to be an opening door. I want this to be a sliding door. So can we just make that happen right now? And everyone's like, the fuck? The whole set? You can't just, okay. And he's like, you got to do it. Otherwise, I'll get someone in that will do it.
Uh-huh.
So this guy's like cutting this stuff and the thing, and he ends up cutting into the floor of this like old fucking building with these like, it just looks like normal wood floor, but that's like irreplaceable.
It's like 1,000 years old.
Flooring. Yeah, so they were pretty upset with that, but I saw this guy that like manages the building the other day, and he was like, oh no, it's fine. On our tour, we're like, oh, that's where so-and-so filmed. We're like, okay, cool.
So you work on big movies.
We've added to the history. Yeah, reasonably big ones.
Because they're not.
I can tell you ones that have come out.
Oh, that's interesting. Because yeah, nobody's showing indie flicks on the tour. Nobody's like, yeah, this small student film fucked up our floor. What are some of the films you've worked on?
So one you might have heard of that came out recently was The Danish Girl.
Okay.
Did you hear about that? That was Eddie Redmayne playing one of the first known cases of a fully operated transsexual in Denmark. Yeah. Mm-hmm. He was a painter. Crazy shit went down. Now he's a lady.
Wow. Academy Award winner.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow. All right. So you're the real deal. Also, well done on the plot summary. Some shit went down. You really skipped through the middle.
I mean, I don't know, man. Like when you live in London, like if films are coming to London, it's usually American money, to be honest with you. So it's you guys funding this lifestyle I have right here, which is me walking around currently.
So you're on a
not
gig.
Doing much.
You said you just started a new gig today.
Yeah, I did. I've never worked with these people before. It's a sequel I'm working on today.
A sequel? So a franchise.
It'll be my second sequel. It'll be my sequel.
Is it The Danish Girl 2?
No. Just surprise, he wants to be a man again.
Yeah. Some more shit goes down, and then wow. So you're not fucking around. You hustle. You work. You're not small potatoes in your corner of the world.
In my corner of the world, well, yeah. Oh, I don't know. That's nice of you to say, because I do try, and I'm quite young as well. So.
How old are you?
Doing it. I'm 26.
26, and you're working on sequels and Academy Award winners.
Yeah, but it's just the film industry in London is just mad. It's just boomed.
So you don't like it?
I do like it. Of course I like it. I guess I'm being a little bit humble, like, oh yeah, but it's just, you know, I don't know. I feel like anyone else with the right motivation could have gone out there and done what I've done.
Oh, you're being humble. You're being humble. You're 26 and you're working on Academy Award winners. That's badass. You're working on films so good that when you carve up the floor of a historical site, they don't even get mad.
Oh, they were mad.
So is it all work?
It's all a money thing with them as well.
I get that. You throw more cash at it, the problems go away. That's what we do with our American money. Throw cash around.
You must have had that.
Okay, you throw a little cash around, these problems, they go away.
Yeah, that's it.
Now, are you like is it like a workaholic situation here? Do you just work around the clock?
Yeah, when I'm working, I mean, it depends what the job is. Each job demands something else. You've been on film sets. You can tell when there's different vibes.
Yeah.
From like an easygoing, laid back, everyone's chilled and goes for a drink afterwards, to the ones where it's like if you're still in the office at midnight, that's okay, and everyone else is as well.
Yeah. Does that affect your personal life?
Oh yeah, it really does.
How so?
Well, I mean, so it takes me and it has for the last 6 months. I'm working in the same studio. It takes me an hour to get there every day, maybe an hour and a half. And then when traffic's bad, like 2 hours on the way home. So that's already like 3 hours out of my day. And then and then you work like, I don't know, 8 till 8 and then maybe a few hours extra if it's a busy day. So then you get home and it's just sleep, wake up, do it again.
So you're like held hostage.
But because it's freelance, like, and you're meant to take time off in between, they kind of don't mind. They're like, yeah, well, you're going to have time off when you finish this job.
That sucks.
Mm.
How does it...
I imagine it's the same with acting, right? When you started out acting, did you have to do long days?
Yeah, you do long days, for sure, but you don't have to do all that pre-prep. You don't have to do all that breakdown, and you get a little pampered as an actor, too. Actors get a little pampered.
Yeah, you do, don't you?
Yeah, I mean...
I'm so envious of some of the actor stuff, man.
Yeah,
the trailers...
We got trailers, we got
where
craft
they're parking
services.
them up in the morning.
Yeah, you guys prop up those. Do you guys have the Hadids? Is that the brand for trailers out there? Or is that just a New York thing? Is that an American thing?
Oh, that might just be a New York thing. I'm not sure what the brands are of the trailers.
We get trailers.
We've got different companies.
Go take naps in there in between takes. You get the craft services. You get the...
Oof.
Yeah, it's nice. It's nice. Pampered. Easy life.
I'm allowed to craft services.
You are?
They don't stop me going there. Do they stop the crew going to craft in the US?
No, they don't stop it, but you got to remember for the crew, like for actors, like I might be in one take of a thing and then have 6 hours to kill while the other actors work, and the crew is just doing that whole stretch. My point is that acting is an easy life and no one should ever complain about it. Anytime I hear an actor complain, there's always a little bit of perspective that you need to keep in check. There's harder working people around you all the time.
Oh.
It's like electricians who are there's like people who are going to get electrocuted if they mess up their jobs. You're just not pretending to be somebody else right away. So what's this mean for your life?
Yeah.
What's this mean for your life? You got this cool job. You're good at it. You've stumbled into some early success, but you're kind of held hostage by it. What are we thinking? How's this affecting the romantic life, for example?
I have a boyfriend. We live together in a 2-bedroom flat that we share with another couple because we live in London, and that's the only way you can live in London.
Okay.
But it's cool. We're like really good friends, all of us. We all went to university together. So.
Oh, that's cool.
We all did film, actually. All of us studied film.
Oh, so it's a bunch of artists chasing it.
Yeah.
Is everybody still in film?
Yeah. Well, my boyfriend's the one that's struggling the most because he wants to be a writer.
Uh-oh.
So that's not an easy thing to come across.
And then he sits here
writing gigs, but
and then he sees you, 26 years old, killing it, Academy Awards. It's getting his head.
Yeah, I guess. I think he does feel sometimes, and he's even said that he thinks he needs to like get his ass into gear and that he feels like he's behind, but it's a completely different craft, isn't it? Like doing writing, you're not going to stumble into that, I don't think, anyway.
Yeah, you got to get real lucky, right? No, wait, I got to ask.
He's done some stand-up, too.
Oh, he has?
Sorry.
Oh,
I talk about him a lot.
No, that's cool. That means you like the guy a lot. That's good.
Yeah.
I have to ask, you say you're working on a sequel, and you're London-based.
Uh-huh.
I just have to ask, just because I'm a nerd. This wouldn't happen to be the eighth. This wouldn't happen to be the eighth series in a series, would it?
No, but that is going on. Are you talking about Star Wars?
I was hoping you worked on Star Wars. I wanted to be a real nerd. But if you worked on Star Wars and then you would have just gotten fired as soon if it was. Even if you work on Star Wars, you have to be lying about it because you'd be fired for even picking up the phone and making this call.
Yeah. Absolutely, you're so right. You can't even call it, if you work on it, you're not even allowed to call it Star Wars as a code name.
Do you know the code name? What's the code name?
Yeah, but I don't want to say it. You never know. That series is going to go on forever.
Look at that.
They'll be like, we think we picked up an anonymous phone call with you talking, and it sounds like you, and we've scanned your voice, and you're exiled from London, I'm afraid.
You're exiled from London. Is everybody working on Star Wars? Do you got a ton of friends working on Star Wars?
Yeah, actually, I know a few people working on it, that have worked on the previous one.
Sounds so cool. Must be cool.
Yeah. I think I mean, you're probably gonna hate me now. I'm not like a massive Star Wars fan. I like them, but I don't know them.
Well, that's the thing. You're 26. There's a difference there. You didn't grow up with it like I did. I noticed that when I used to, I was in the touring company, the Upright Citizens Brigade, for a long time, and my friend Bobby Moynihan, I remember, because he and I were both nerds, and I remember him telling me, you could feel it. Like, it used to be a time that if you were ever in a bad show, you just did a Star Wars scene and everybody would flip out, and then it stopped working. He was like, oh, they're officially too young. They don't give a shit about Star Wars anymore. Not like we did.
I mean, I remember when I was in primary school, the only thing I liked about Star Wars was the Jar Jar Binks toy that had the sticky tongue that I could just fuck around with. That was like my idea of how great Star Wars was.
You are the only person to say a positive thing about Jar Jar Binks, a universally reviled character that many point to as the death of the franchise. That's your only positive memory. It's a Jar Jar toy.
Yeah. I've heard that before when I've said that. I'm like, yeah, Jar Jar Binks. He's like, what?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah. I get it.
Yeah. Mm.
So what's the vibe like in London right now? You're representing London to our listeners here. What do I need to know? Why? How is it bad? Brexit?
Yeah. Fucked. Sorry, I don't know if I can swear.
You can say all the curses. You can say fuck, shit, shithead, dickhead. Yeah? Say whatever you want. Yeah. Go ahead, pause this. Nice, normal conversation. Although it gets weird coming up. We find out someone might be listening in. All my conspiracy theorist listeners are going to love what's coming up. But for now, let's not worry about that. Let's worry about our fine sponsors and the products and services they have to offer. It's about that time of year again. Mindless gift giving season. It's that awkward dance where you pass around those generic presents you bought at the big box mega stores because you didn't know where else to go. But this year, it doesn't have to be that way. This year, buy the gift that makes your friends and family say, where did you find this? And that's why I'm excited to tell you about the Grommet, an online shop where you'll discover innovative products and gifts from small businesses. I'm telling you, the Grommet team has gone to the trouble of finding the coolest, most unique quality gifts from all around the country. It's not generic big box store stuff. It's actual gift items with thought behind them. My favorite, you go check out the problem solver section, and there's all sorts of stuff in there. And if you find something, you go, oh, that's actually something I need or someone I love needs in their lives. Very cool thing. Go to thegrommet.com. The coolest, most unique items, all sorts of categories. And every single weekday, they introduce something new. This holiday season, give your gifts some thought. Visit thegrommet.com/beautiful today. Receive $10 off your first $50 purchase. That's right. Just type in thegrommet.com/beautiful. Receive $10 off your first $50 purchase. That's thegrommet.com/beautiful. Imagine a world, a perfect world where the post office worked on your terms, where they were open 24/7, no more limited hours where you got to sprint down there right before they close. Imagine you could get your mailing and shipping done on your schedule. Well, now you can when you use Stamps.com. Print postage whenever you need it right from your desk. Stamps.com saves you the time and hassle of going to the post office. No more rushing there during your business day. Use your computer, your printer. You get official U.S. postage for any letter or package, and then the mailman just picks it up. You'll save money with Stamps.com as well. Get exact postage the instant you need it. No more overpaying. And you even get special postage discounts you can't get at the post office. I use Stamps.com. You know what? My wife is a punk rocker. She's got a couple bands. Her new band's album's coming out. I know this means she's going to be schlepping down to the post office all the time. No, she's not, because Stamps.com makes life easier. Right now, sign up for Stamps.com. Use my promo code BEAUTIFUL for this special offer. You get a 4-week trial plus a $110 bonus offer, including postage and a digital scale. Do not wait. Go to Stamps.com. Before you do anything else, click on the microphone at the top of the homepage and type in beautiful. That's Stamps.com. Enter beautiful. Let's go ahead. Let's get back into the call with our British listener. You may have noticed that I haven't tried to emulate her accent because I'm not good at accents. I'm horrible at accents. Let's leave the accent to her. Let's get back to the real one. Shithead, dickhead,
Yeah?
say whatever you want. Yeah. You can say them all right now.
Okay.
You want to try them? Say some.
Fuck.
Good start.
Dickhead. It's weird speaking to an American and not slightly picking up your accent, by the way, so I apologize if I do that.
No, that's all right. That's all right. When I was in the UK, there's a word that probably the worst curse word here is just the thing you guys say to mean like a good guy, good chap. And it's our worst curse word.
Like what?
It's the C word. It starts
We're
with a
doing
C.
curse words. Oh, yeah. My boss on my first day of work today said that to me twice. And I was like, okay.
And for anybody listening, brace your ears. This is a very jarring word for the American audience. In the UK, they just throw the word cunt around like it's nothing. Like how we say the word awesome. But it's not even like that's like an extraordinarily misogynistic thing to say here. And there it's just like, oh, he's a good dude. He's a good cunt. Like that's just a part of the thing.
My mum posts like those weird memes that like old people post that's like, just because you called me a C word doesn't mean I am those sort of weird things. That's my mum. I'm like, oh, great.
Your mom's posting things on Facebook with the C word in them. Wow. I hope that's part of the code name for Star Wars. Star Wars.
Yeah, well, I'll never tell.
You
can probably look it up. It's probably on the internet.
Yeah, I think I actually know it. I've had some friends audition for it, but I am also scared. I am also, as someone in the entertainment industry, I am also terrified of messing with that franchise.
What if one day you and I somehow end up meeting on a Star Wars set and we're like, we know.
Oh, then
we know.
Here's what the case would be with that is if I ever got cast in any way in a Star Wars film, I'd drop dead of happiness. I wouldn't even make it to the set because everything I ever wanted as a child would have come through. Because I've already been in I've already done a pro wrestling episode of my TV show, and I filmed a part in Iron Man. I almost got one of the comic book movies, but no luck.
Wow.
They cut it. It got cut. What can you do? So Star Wars, that would be the next one.
But you never know. Like, I'm surprised that some of the people that are in it are in it.
Well, hey, yeah. When you get in there, you tell them bring your old boy Gethard across the pond.
I will. I'll go straight up to that casting director and I'll say, you sit down, listen to me.
You listen to me, the location scout. I'm going to start making casting. I'm going to start making casting decisions, just overstep my bounds immediately. And also, I did manage to secure us a wooden room with tall windows.
Yeah, I managed to get us 1920s New York in West England.
Well done.
So round of applause, please.
Well done. So what's going on? What else? What else? You said your things are bad there. People freaked out?
Yeah. People are, there's just so much. Like, as much as Brexit was terrible, people are now focused actually on your politics and the whole Trump-Hillary thing.
Yeah.
And it's like, people are like, now that Brexit happened, they're like, fuck, what if Trump becomes president? Then the whole world is just down the drain.
Yeah, I mean, I think Brexit woke us up a little bit. I did notice when I was over there, everybody wanted to talk to me about old Donald Trump. Everybody wants to talk about Trump.
Well, I think it's just, people trying to put sense from experience. Like,
yeah.
Because London, obviously, if you're looking at England and the UK in regions, like London did not vote for Brexit. Like a huge majority of people did not vote for Brexit in London. So, and because a lot of people that work in the city have family that live outside of London who, maybe they did vote Brexit, it's sort of torn some families apart. Like people don't talk or they argue, and it's really bad.
And a lot of it was like xenophobic, right? It was playing on people's fears about immigration and refugees and stuff like that.
Yeah, that was a big part of it. Not so much like fear of them, more the amount of money. They were saying that they were spending something like 350 million, billion, gazillion, I don't know, pounds on refugees and spending now, on Europe, like as a payment to Europe every year, an annual fee. And they said, well, if we leave Europe, we can just put that money into our NHS, which is, I mean, you've been to the UK, you know how much people love their NHS. So people are like, of course, let's vote. I want that money in our NHS. And then literally the day the vote came out, the guy who was like heading this campaign was like, oh yeah, no, we're not going to put that into the NHS. Like, I never said that. So people were like, what?
All right. And it's going to be it. Yeah. Scotland might break off if you guys actually leave, right?
Yeah, I mean, it would give them reason to call for another referendum. But
now, do you identify as English or Irish? How do you identify?
British, English. So if there's like a form that's like, are you white or white Irish? I would take white.
Wait, they separate those?
Yeah.
They separate white and Irish over there?
Yeah, because of like because the Irish don't want to be considered like the same.
Yeah.
I guess.
Yeah, but you can
I don't really know.
If you have Irish parents, you can get an Irish passport. You can still travel around the EU, right?
Yeah, I can. I'm kind of lucky.
Nice.
But it was so weird because like people in my family who voted Brexit against my, all my efforts.
Your family,
the
they all
minute it
voted
came
Brexit.
out, they were like, oh. Yeah, some people in my family voted Brexit. My grandparents voted Brexit.
Wow. Did you talk with them about it?
Hello?
Yeah.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Oh, okay. I just heard is there a problem? And I was like, what?
You heard someone say the words, is there a problem?
Yeah.
Whoa, you have a ghost in your phone. No one, right, John? No one here said that.
An American accent.
It said an American accent. So hold on, because this is a good thing for conspiracy nuts. You and I start talking politics. You're getting into some anti-Brexit stuff. Trump starts coming up, and you hear an American accented voice say the words, is there a problem, into your phone.
It's Star Wars. They're on to us.
It's the CIA. It's the NSA. They're listening. Everything's listening all the time. The evil empire is here. Emperor Palpatine. You don't know who that is. Jar Jar Binks. Jar Jar Binks.
Yeah. Fuck.
Did you really hear someone say, is there a problem?
I did. Yeah, I said, is there a problem? Yeah. And that's why I paused.
Wow.
Weird. Wires crossed. It's a big, long way to go. Wires probably got crossed, right? There's not really a conspiracy, is there? Right?
Who knows? Who's to say?
Who knows? I don't know.
So what else are you telling me about? What else do you need to tell me about my English friend? I feel like we're about halfway through. We're about halfway through this, and I feel like you have more to say.
Yeah, I guess I do.
Let's hear it. No time like the present.
I've had like so many thoughts, like when I'm listening to this, like, oh yeah, that's a good thing to talk about. Or what about this? But then, it's kind of nice just to let the conversation flow. But if you want to ask any questions, please do.
Do I want to ask any questions? Because I will tell you this: we have been chit-chatting. We've been letting the conversation flow, and I think your accent. I generally do find UK accents so pleasing that I'm happy with the chit-chat. A lot of people call up.
Oh, that's nice.
A lot of people call up and they want to come out of the gate and be like, "Oh, my stepdad used to hit me with a surfboard," and you're like, "No, let's chill. Let's do it. Let's do it."
Hit me with a what?
I just went with surfboard. I don't know why I said it. I just picked a random
what
thing.
What would you have done if I was like, oh, well, actually, the next thing I wanted to talk about was how my stepdad used to hit me with a surfboard?
I would love that. If I somehow guessed it, I would love it. So you're saying I can
Not
ask
true.
you any questions. Okay, you're saying I can ask you questions. Let's see, what's a good question to ask somebody to disarm them and get them talking? What's a good question? What's the angriest you've been recently?
What's the angriest I've been? I was pretty angry at my sister. Here's a big one. My sister has stolen £10,000 from my dad.
What? That's a curveball. £10,000 stolen. Let's pause it right there. You know what you could buy with £10,000? The new comedy series Insecure, created by and starring Issa Rae, debuts October 9th exclusively on HBO. Modern-day black women are usually portrayed as strong, confident, and flawless, but Issa and Molly are definitely not killing it. They're best friends, and they've got to deal with their own real-life flaws as they attempt to navigate different worlds and cope with an endless series of uncomfortable everyday experiences. Guys, watch the trailer for this show. It looks incredible. It really does. That's just me saying this. This is not ad copy. It looks so funny. It's creative and executive produced by Issa Rae. It launches its 8-episode season Sunday, October 9th, 10:30 p.m. Eastern. Insecure, exclusively on HBO. Ray stars as Issa, and Yvonne Oshie stars as Molly on the show, which explores the black female experience in a very uncliched way and a very authentic way, okay? And Issa's a total badass. She wrote the New York Times bestseller, The Misadventures of Awkward Black Girl. Her web content kills it. More than 25 million views, 200,000 subscribers on YouTube. She's made the Forbes 30 Under 30 list twice. She won the 2012 Shorty Award for Best Web Show. She's worked on content with Pharrell Williams, Tracy Edmonds, so many more. And I tell you, I am giddy with anticipation for this show. It looks like a comedy that's presenting voices that are underrepresented in a way that is so cool. And most importantly, this show looks funny. I laughed out loud at the trailer. How often do you do that? This show is going to be good, and I hope we all support it. Tune in Sunday, October 9th, 10:30 p.m. Eastern for the series premiere of Insecure, exclusively on HBO. We got a sister living on the wild side, stealing money. I want to hear more about that. I bet you do too. Back to the call.
My sister has stolen £10,000 from my dad.
What? I asked the right question.
Yeah.
Your sister stole £10,000 from your dad.
I don't know what that is in dollars.
We'll get the conversion rate. We'll look up the conversion rate over here at the headquarters.
If you could, I like to be accurate for everyone.
$13,335.50 as per the date of recording. Yeah. Your sister has stolen over $13,000 from your dad?
Yeah.
Why'd she do that?
Yeah. I have no idea. She's my younger sister, and she's been hanging out with the wrong crowd for a long time. People that are into drugs and just being ever living teenagers, even though they're in their early 20s. But it's kind of, she's crashed her car like 3 or 4 times from being drunk driving. She's had like a drug raid on her flat, her apartment.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Your sister's like
this is all within the last 2 years.
She's living on the fringe.
And so she lost her job. She used to work at an airport because obviously she's getting in trouble with the police. She lost her job. So my dad employed her. She worked for him for about a year, and then I think she was doing a shitty job. So he couldn't take it anymore. So she used the company account to steal £10,000. And this was like 3 weeks ago, and still nothing's happened.
Have you talked to her since?
I saw her on the weekend.
And did you say,
for the first time.
Why did you steal £10,000 from our dad?
No.
You didn't bring it up?
It's weird. No, I was with my mum. My mum and my dad are separated. and I was just going to see my mum. I wasn't going to see my sister, and we just sort of ran into her. And it was just, you know what British people are like. We don't talk about that sort of stuff. It was kind of like she wasn't ready to bring it up. And even though I was angry, I don't know why she did it. So she should, if she wants to talk to me, does that make sense?
So wait, so what are you doing? You're just not, so then what are you talking about?
I don't know. I bought her dinner, which is weird because she has 10,000 pounds. That's funny.
So you buy her dinner, a fancy meal? What are we talking here?
Oh, no, we were in a pub.
A pub? Pub meal? Classic. I can see it.
Yeah.
I can see the setting in my mind. So you just you just all chit chat, and then how does she run up the drink tab? Or are you loading her? Is she ordering too many drinks?
No, we just had a few drinks, and then I had to go. This was like afternoon on the weekend, so it was like a lunch more than a dinner, I guess. Although it was like 4:00, I think. And
there's no party.
But she did stay.
Oh, go for it.
Because I said to her, because I did the Camp America scheme in 2012. Do you know what that is?
The what?
The Camp America. So I was an international camp counselor.
Oh, I know, because they bring... yeah, I know that a lot of camps have international staff.
Yeah. So I did that in 2012, I think it was.
And that's the way you come over, you get paid.
Like,
you get paid, and then you can like travel around the country a little bit afterwards, right?
Yeah.
That's cool.
So I did that, and it was a really fun experience for a young person to do. And I was like, why don't you do something like that? You know, try and get your life in order and just do some things while you're young and just get out of your weird little gangster bubble that you're in. And she said to me, oh, I can't leave the country. Can I? I was like, oh, okay.
Because of the drug raid?
No, because there's a warrant out for her arrest. My dad reported her to the police.
So she's on the lam.
It's not stayed in the family.
So your dad reported her to the police. She hasn't been arrested yet. You ran into her and just got lunch with her?
I know. I'm as shocked as you are.
This is like a a caricature of British suppression, of just emotional repression.
Yeah, it is. It really is.
And there's no part of you that at the end of that wants to be like, hey, well, how about you pick up the tab? You have $10,000 of our family money. 10,000 pounds of our family money.
I don't think she does have the money.
Yeah.
I don't think she does have it anymore. I don't know where that is.
Oh, it turned into drugs, you
think?
I
think there was a guy that she was hooking up with or something that may have spent it. I don't know.
Whoa. This got dark. This took a dark turn. This went from being a lovely chit-chat with a British lady about the film industry and life in general to all of a sudden got dark. How do you think this ends? Your dad like wants your sister in prison.
To be honest, I think everyone's thinking she needs some sort of repercussions for what she does because she's been getting away with things constantly for years. Like I said, she drunk crashed her cars, like 3 cars, and just like I think she left one of them. And let's hope that that Secret Service aren't listening on this call because I'm not trying to get my sister put in prison or anything. Even though maybe that is what's best. Maybe if someone keeps breaking the law, that's where they should go. I don't know.
Yeah, who knows? Who knows? What would you say? What are the things you're not saying to your sister due to the nature of your relationship that you wish you were just saying if all those barriers weren't there?
I guess just like, please get your act together. Like, how is it that you and she's 2 years younger than me, so like really close in age, grew up together, really similar upbringing. Where did your path go that way and mine go this way? You know?
Yeah.
I'm just like, I've tried helping her. I've gotten her a few jobs here and there, like helping out on the film sets. which she loved, obviously.
Oh, wow.
And then I took her to a rap party. Yeah, and I took her to a rap party, and I said, I'm going to take you, but I just want you to promise me you'll stop hanging out with this one particular guy because he's bad news. And that night she went and hung out with him. So I was like, well, what can I do?
So she gets involved with the wrong dudes, and then the dudes are involved in drugs, and then it turns into a whole spiral for your sister, huh?
Yeah, I think so.
Wow.
I don't know what she's going through. I don't know what she's going through. It could be really, because she's the same as me. She's kind of like just, the bad shit will happen and then make jest of it as soon as you can.
Yeah, well, that's the Irish
so
way,
you can
right?
get over it.
That's the Irish way.
Hmm?
I feel like that's a very Irish trait. So I
don't know what other way there is.
Yeah, I mean, I guess you have to, but I guess another option is like, actually try to deal with things in an honest way that might have some sort of lasting effect. There's that too, but to each their own.
Yeah.
To each their own.
When you put it like that, I guess. I don't know. It's not just me though. I could do it, and we've all tried to say to her like, she went missing for a little while after the £10,000 was stolen. But she was obviously just like not making contact with anyone. And I sent her like a nice message saying, look, I'm really worried about you. You can call me whenever you want. And that was like, I think, and there's been times where I've been really upset. There was actually one time when I got dumped. And I think I was really drunk, and I drunk dialed my sister and just cried down the phone to her, and that's like the most honest we've ever been with each other, probably.
Wow. So are you in touch now at all, outside of just randomly running into each other?
That's about it. On family events, other than with my dad.
Wow.
Now, apparently.
Wow. So is your relationship, is your sister kind of like the... she's clearly the black sheep of the family, but is this like a thing that, have you had to cut her out or else it'll kind of drag you down?
I think so. I think I've always sort of, because I've got two other sisters, two older sisters as well. So there's four of us. And the eldest one I relate to the most. Her and I, we consider ourselves to be the normal ones. And then the sister immediately older than me, she's had some drug problems as well. And then my younger sister sort of like always admired her. So I think that might be where that's come from.
Wow, that's really intense. That you would have an even split like that. Did you ever go down that road in any way? Did you ever like flirt with that lifestyle, or was it just not no appeal?
I have, and recreationally, it would only be like, if you're going to like a big festival or a big party or something, like very rarely. And it's something that I still now think, each to their own. I'm not going to say no in the moment, but it's not. I've never had like an addiction or anything.
Right, and two of your sisters have.
Well, yeah, but they don't call it an addiction. They see it as recreational, but we don't. We're like, no, you have a problem, really.
Is it awkward for me to ask what kind of drugs they've gotten into?
Cocaine.
So they party.
Yeah. I think it's mainly cocaine and speed.
Speed.
Sounds like we're in the 90s here, but that's what.
Well, the 90s, it would be more ecstasy as well, right? It wasn't
ecstasy? Yeah.
Wasn't ecstasy like the biggest thing in Britain for most of the 90s?
Yeah. I still know people that take pills, and I'm like, oh my God, that shit's scary.
Yeah, that ecstasy, it's got myself in some trouble with that one. It's a hell of a drug.
Really?
One time, well, I fell off the wagon. I did a bunch of ecstasy at a music festival, and it ruined the whole summer of my life. It was bad. What can you do? It was really fun for the first 90 minutes or so, and then the next 4 months were complete fucking chaos. Nothing but.
Yeah. Oh man.
Wow. So you've got it's like Shakespearean. You've got like the two sisters who have their heads on their shoulders, and then the two who are headed down the dark path.
It's weird, and and like this is obviously completely coincidental, but they both have darker hair, and me and my older sister have blonde hair.
Really?
Yeah, it's kind of weird, isn't it?
So you look more wholesome, and they look more evil. No offense to my dark-haired listeners, but in the traditional like Disney-esque way, they would have been drawn.
Yeah.
Wow.
Maybe we can blame Disney for their,
like they felt like since they had dark hair,
prophecy.
They had to be evil. They almost had to be evil because of their dark hair. Wow. Mm-hmm. And how far apart in age are all you sisters?
So my younger sister, she's 2 years younger than me, so 24. Yeah, 24. My the one older than me, I really can't remember. She's like 10 years older than me, my eldest sister. So she's 36, and then the one in between, I always forget how old she is.
What's going on in your family that you don't even know your siblings' ages? What's going on?
No, I don't.
What is going on? Let's you and me do a thing. And just decide we're going to push past the British game face that will not reveal so much. Tell me what's really going on here. There's something going on that you're not telling me. I know it.
I don't know if there is. It's just a really separated family. Like my two older sisters are actually my half sisters, so they came from a previous marriage, which is why they're so much older.
Do you share a mother or father?
I grew up with them, so I just consider them a mother. So, and then my parents split up when I was like 11. So it was just my mum and 4 girls, and my mum wasn't, she wasn't that into that. She was like, I didn't sign up for having 4 daughters who are, teenagers and young kids all at the same time. Yeah. And I think she left a lot of the responsibility to raising us to my older sisters in a way.
Okay.
And I think the middle one resents her for that, and the older one doesn't at all.
Yeah.
So, yeah, we don't even get together for Christmas or things like that.
Really? So family's just not really a factor for you?
Yeah, it's not really.
It's just you and your boyfriend and this other random couple that you share a tiny London flat with.
Yeah, I love my boyfriend's family, though. They're great. I love my family, too. That made it sound like I don't. in all their wild, crazy, fucking crazy ways, they're still hilarious and fun.
So how do you think this ends with your younger sister? What do you think is going to happen here?
I think one day she's going to be like pulled over in a car, and they'll see they have a warrant for her arrest, and she'll go to prison.
Wow.
And I think she knows that, and me and my mum are trying to get her to go and turn herself in.
So you have a sister who's
and explain everything and why.
She's legit on the lam. Your sister is legit hiding from the law currently.
She's not even hiding. Like, they're not looking for her. They just have a warrant. Like, I don't know. It's opened my eyes to actually the priorities of at least the police in this country, that they're more concerned with, potential terrorist attacks at this point, and putting their efforts into Project Fear or whatever you want to call it, that they don't really care about these sort of, even though it's a large petty crime in their eyes. I think it is just a petty crime between family members.
Yeah.
They don't give a shit.
You almost said fuck, and then you thought better of it. You downgraded to shit. I could hear it.
I've said that too many times.
It's
I'm
fair.
taking advantage of the free curse word rule.
It is my mother's main criticism of this podcast is that I say the F word too much. That is my mother's main beef with Beautiful Anonymous.
Okay.
And do you think
I'm really sorry.
No, yes, if you want to apologize to my mom, Sally Gethard, please, now's the time to do it.
Sally Gethard, I apologize. for letting down the Irish Catholic community from across the pond, and I will try not to say it again.
And do you think if your sister, you think if she goes to prison, she'll turn things around, or no? Is it just too hard to say?
I don't. It's too hard to say, isn't it? I mean, yeah and no. I think, you know, you don't know who you're going to meet in prison. It could be worse environment than out here. It probably will be. You know, the people she's hanging around with now are petty criminals, and she'd be put in with, you know, all sorts.
Wow.
It's not going to be like Orange is the New Black.
I guess that's
as much
true.
as we'd all hope it would be like that. It's not like that in there, is it?
And that's not always the happiest show in its own right.
No. No, not at all, yeah.
I tell you, I asked you what made you angriest recently, and it was an explosion of family drama and strife, and I hope it sounds like you're dealing with it okay, but I can't tell if that's just the ice cold, the ice cold put up a mask side of your personality here.
I think it is. When I first heard, because the way I found out was I had a missed call from my dad on late on the weekend a few weeks ago, and this is going to sound awful, but I was thinking, okay, why is my dad calling me this late? One of my grandparents has died. Mm-hmm. And I ignored the call because I just didn't want to deal with that right there and then. That's really bad, isn't it?
I mean, everybody deals with things in their own way.
I just thought I didn't have the sort of strength in me right then to take that call and deal with that. It wasn't, fortunately. They're both healthy and well. But I rang him back, and he said, "Well, do you know what's happened with your sister?" And he told me, and I just burst into tears because I was like, "This is the final straw, really."
Yeah. Yeah.
That was my father and my sister's relationship over, you know. So that's the saddest part for me, really. But I'll never have the same relationship again.
Yeah. Well, you apologized to my mom, so I will, on my end, say I hope your dad is able to forgive someday, and that your sister turns it around.
I hope he does.
You say more with a than most people say with a paragraph.
Really?
You've dropped a couple in there that are quite revealing throughout this hour.
Great.
No, wait. So I asked you.
I don't know.
No, go for it. What?
Well, I was just saying it's you know, I don't have these conversations with my closest family members or my friends, so it's a very unnatural setting. And you know, there's probably more I could say as well, but we got
10 minutes.
I don't know. Let's turn it around. Make this a happy train.
Fair. I asked you what's made you angriest recently. What's made you happiest recently?
Happiest. This involves you. I finished watching all of Broad City, and it was fucking great. Sorry I said it again.
Sorry, Sally. Sorry, Big Sal.
Sorry.
Well, I'm glad you like it. I'm very lucky.
Forgive me.
I'm lucky to be a part of Broad City from time to time.
Yeah.
That's good.
That show was awesome.
What about on a personal level? Outside of the hijinks of Abby and Alana as they navigate their way as two young women through New York City, what has made you happy?
What's made me happy?
Because that bums me out a little bit. That I'm like, what makes you angry? And you're like, well, here's 30 minutes of me talking about family drama. What makes you happy? Broad City. But I guess that's what entertainment is for. But what about, are there any real life happinesses that I can hear about?
So I can tell you something I'm looking forward to.
I'd love that.
Yeah? I'm looking forward to, and this is a very British thing, Bonfire Night.
Never heard of it.
You know about that?
It's Bonfire Night.
It's the 5th of November. It's quite a long time away, but I'm still really excited. It's the night where we celebrate Guy Fawkes, his failure to blow up Parliament, like centuries ago. Well, I don't know if it's centuries ago.
Yeah.
A long last time ago. So we celebrate a failed terrorist attack on the 5th of November. And the way you remember that is you say, remember the 5th of November. So you'll never forget that again now.
Uh-huh. That's the V for Vendetta guy,
we just
right?
do loads of... Yeah, that's right, yeah.
Yeah. And then what? These light bonfires?
I'm going to go... Yeah, you burn an effigy of him.
So the thing you're most looking forward to is burning an effigy of a man in a fire. That's what's going to make you happy.
Yeah, this is old school England here. We still celebrate that stuff. We still burn people in the town square, even if it's a fake version of them.
Wow. And and everybody comes out and kids come out and everybody has a couple drinks and you throw down and cheer when they burn the thing?
It's a big firework event. Massive fireworks. All the kids have sparklers and candy apples because it's close to Halloween, so they kind of like intertwine in a way.
Okay. Now, why does it make you so happy?
In my personal life, I don't really know. I've been sort of coasting through, working a lot, and I went to Germany the other day. It was beautiful.
You went to Germany the other day? I forget in Europe you can just do that.
Yeah.
Huh? You can just go to some other country and hang out for a day.
Not for long though, Chris. Don't forget.
No, you'll be trapped. Soon you'll be trapped in England with the walls closing in. You and
with a load of pink-faced white men in suits telling me how wrong I am.
Well, when you put it like that, it sounds like a real lovely place.
It is. We're okay. We have a drink, and that's how we get through life.
Let me ask you this.
The whole of the UK.
Now, you identify as English, even though you're of Irish background. How do you feel about the fact? Because when I was in Edinburgh at the Fringe Festival, there comedians and actors and artists from all over the English-speaking world, it seems like most people regard the English with some sort of wariness or maybe disdain. And some of it seems to relate to this emotionally closed-off nature. Agree? Disagree?
Yeah, I agree. There's a lot of disdain for English people in Scotland. But then again, if you go to the sort of cities and the more urban areas where it's a bit more multicultural, that sort of isn't as prevalent. And I don't know, like I personally have no problem with English, Scottish, Irish, Welsh. Let's not forget the Welsh. They're
a lot of people
underrepresented.
A lot of people got problems with the Welsh. A lot of people really worked up about the Welsh. These goddamn Welsh need to chill out.
Yeah.
I'm
they need
joking.
to calm down with their own crazy accent. No, I know you're joking. I get sarcasm, don't worry.
That's good. No, because maybe there is stuff going on with the Welsh, but in America we never hear about the Welsh. Or the Cornish. Is that a thing, the Cornish?
Yeah, you wouldn't. Why would you?
The Cornish? Is that a thing?
Yeah, but they're English. They just don't want to be.
Oh, is that a thing? Okay.
Cool. Yeah, they want to be like their own, territory.
Yeah. These
but
Welsh,
they're not.
These Welshmen need to chill out. I'm glad here on Beautiful Anonymous we finally stuck it to the Welsh. I've been waiting for months to go after the Welsh.
Yeah. Fuck the Welsh. Oh. Sorry. Sally, forgive me.
Oh, she turned this one off. She turned this one off as soon as I said the word cunt. She clicked pause.
Oh, shit. You just said it again.
She clicked pause and walked away at that point. Believe me, Miss Sally Gethard hasn't heard any of these apologies.
Do you think?
Oh, my.
Do you think she's going to phone you the second she hears that and be like, does she have an Irish accent or is she American?
No, she has like a New Jersey accent. So she'll call me. She won't call me and say anything. It'll be in the course of some other conversation. It'll just be at the end of some other conversation. She'll go, Christopher, I listened to your podcast. Yeah. Christopher, I listened to your podcast and I don't know why you have to use language like that. That'll just be at the tail end of a thing. And then I'll feel guilty all day. That's how that one will go.
Oh, don't feel guilty. Don't feel bad.
Oh, well, I'm raised by an Irish Catholic mother. It's all guilt all the time.
But there's a phrase that my boyfriend's dad says that we parody a lot, which is get on.
Get on. I like that.
That's all.
I like that.
He's West Country, so he has a farmer's accent, so it's a lot funnier when he says it. Get on.
Oh, almost like a pirate. You sound almost like a pirate there.
Oh, well, I'm not very good at that accent.
That's okay. That means we would say get over it.
Huh?
That's like how we would say get over it, right? Is that the...
Yeah.
Get on means?
Yeah, get over it.
So we got 3 minutes left. You can say whatever you want. You can let down these emotional walls. You can stop having these English walls around you for a second. You can just vent anything you want.
That's not that. I'm content with my British walls.
Wow.
Because I do, with my friends, we do talk about deep stuff. I have talked about my sister with my boyfriend and my mom and all of that, but it's just when you're face to face with the conflict of that emotion, that you're kind of reading the other person's wishes in a way that they don't want to talk about it. And I've come to a point where if something's upsetting me and I've shut it away for a while, there's been times where I'm like, actually, no, I need to get this out now. And I'm hoping she'll come to that point as well.
I hope so, too. You just want to see people be happy. It's a shame that it's a drag on you. Those you say those
No.
I mean, this story about your sister was it had so many layers to it, so much depth that we never even mentioned again that at some point, apparently, an American accented voice came on your phone and spoke to you while I was speaking to you.
Yeah.
We forgot about the fact that the NSA and whatever their British version is were tormenting you at some point.
Do you want me to do an impression of what they said in an American accent?
Yeah, please.
We got a problem?
Wow.
I found that more hilarious than you did.
No, believe me, I am. My jaw is open. Can you do it one more? Can you do it one more time?
We got a problem?
Wow. Who could that have been?
I don't know.
Why?
Are you looking around at your team like, you guys got a problem?
It's just me and John. I promise you, it was neither one of us.
Wow.
Wow.
I reckon it's Star Wars, dude. It was Jar Jar Binks coming down to say, we've got a problem.
Now,
they're on to us.
Does the code name you heard involve an animal?
Yes.
We know the same code name.
We know the same code name.
Both too scared to say.
Hey, you could be really risky. You could be really out there and name this episode.
Space Bears?
The code name.
Space Bears is what I heard. Dropped a lot of curses in that one. The C word, not a word I love saying. The F word, but it's a podcast. You can't get in trouble for that. It's a little sad that probably the thing I could get the most trouble for is revealing the secret code name that was rumored about for the upcoming Star Wars franchise. I really hope Lucasfilm doesn't sue me and doesn't mind that, and hopefully they will put me in as a stormtrooper and lop my head off. That'll be my punishment. Who knows? Anyway, caller, thank you for calling. I hope you're okay and your sister's okay and your mom and your dad are okay. I want everybody to be okay. And I want to thank you so much for opening up and sharing. I want to thank the Reverend John Delore. I want to thank Greta Cohn. I want to thank Shellshag for the intro music. Please support Shellshag. If you want to know more about me, my performances, www.careersuicideshow.com is the big one right now, off-Broadway, produced by Judd Apatow. And if you're a fan of Beautiful Anonymous, I hope you're subscribed. And if you haven't left us a rating or a review on iTunes, please do so. It means a lot, and it helps a lot. All right, thank you guys so much, and we'll see you next time on Beautiful Anonymous.
Face to face, easy, trust me, face to face.
Here's what you might hear next time.
The oddest Christmas dinner I have ever been a part of in my entire life was at the escort house with me, my ex or whatever she was, the Spanish girl's mom, the guy that ran the company, and his lawyer. That was our Christmas dinner.
Oh, that's a sad.
In this big house.
That's a sad Christmas dinner. Next time on Beautiful Anonymous.
If you love podcasts, and you probably do if you're listening to this, you don't want to miss Now Hear This. You'll be able to see more than 30 great podcasts live on 6 stages. Check out some of the best shows in the podcast universe, including WTF with Mark Maron, Comedy Bang Bang, Dinner Party Download, Criminal. It all happens at Now Hear This, October 28th through the 30th in Anaheim, California, just a hop, skip, and a jump from LA. Don't miss it. Go to NowHearThisFest.com to buy your tickets now.
This has been an Earwolf production, executive produced by Scott Aukerman and Chris Bannon. For more information and content, visit earwolf.com.